Newgarden has now checked out. He's got a 2-second lead. Wickens only has 0.2 of a second over Rossi. Rossi is all over the back.
1 to go for Joseph Newgarden. He's never been on the podium here, and he's less than a mile away from winning.
Scott Dixon now entering the fold. Dixon in 4th, but he's on fresh tires.
Rossi trying to get back-to-back podiums. What a night it's been under the lights here in Phoenix. With a late race restart, fresh tires, Joseph Newgarden wins in Phoenix for the first time in his career. Robert Wickens, at his first oval race, gets on the podium, and so too does Alexander Rossi. Final lap coming up.
Down to 12 seconds from 20, so he's really backed the pace down. 23s, 1 minute 23s. The other guys, Hunter Ray, Hinchcliffe, are running 21, so he's really listened to Cindric and slowed this thing down. I'm going to bring it home.
You know, we mentioned, I think it was yesterday, Paul, and even in qualifying, we said to young drivers, to go-karters, if you're aspiring to do something or be like someone, this guy is your perfect model, because he's got it all. He's got the charisma, he's got the speech, he's got the presentation, he's got the driving acumen. He's got it all, but it's been a long road, and he needs to thank Ed Carpenter, Sarah Fisher, Wink Hartman, everybody all the way along. I spoke to Ed Carpenter about it a couple of days ago, and he said, we've got a real sense of gratification and accomplishment in being able to nurture Joseph. And he said he remembers the day they went out to lunch, and Joseph said, I'm moving on. I've got an opportunity to go to Team Penske. And as a driver and as a team boss, Ed Carpenter said to him, if I was in your shoes, I would do exactly the same. There's no hard feelings. And you're watching somebody who is very special. Joseph Newgarden feels at home because his real home in Tennessee is not far away, and Joseph Newgarden wins the Honda Indy Grand Prix of Alabama to just put a stamp on it and own this place.
White flag waves at Indianapolis over Will Power.
Keep your eyes on Will and see if he bobbles.
I think that was Mike Hall I heard saying run hard, run hard. Message to Dixon, if I heard that correctly, so it'll be interesting to see. Means get up there, get close, so if Will Power has a bobble anywhere, you can take advantage.
Pretty good fight for 4th and 5th place in this last lap, as well as Rossi is trying to find a way to do something with Bourdais. Wickens is clear of them by a second, but there's the gap, 1st to 2nd. Does Will Power have enough fuel to get around to the checkered flag without Scott Dixon catching him?
His last lap, Alan, was 1 second slower than the lap before.
Final corners coming up here.
Textbook drive, guys. That is amazing. Great job for Will Power.
Fell behind at a point in the race, kept after it, came back around, and the checkered flag for the 3rd time in 5 years for Will Power in the IndyCar Grand Prix. Just over a lap away from checking that last box of career goals.
He's got one back marker to cut through.
And that box that you talk about, we mentioned earlier on the show, if you drive for Roger Penske, yes, you can win championships. As he's coming up for 1 lap to go, the white flag is flying, but you need to make sure that you win an Indianapolis 500 if you want to retain your job with Team Penske.
The lap car is Charlie Kimball. You hear the radio call, clear by 40 car lengths, 2 corners to go. Fans on their feet waving and cheering. He'll never be introduced the same way again. From now on, it'll be Will Power, Indianapolis 500 winner for 2018. Checkered flag, Power and Penske win it.
And I think Joseph Newgarden understood the significance here of pole position. And remember, he had pole at Texas, which gave him such a great pit stall position at the front of the line, at the end of pit lane, nobody in front of him as we get the white flag. And so for Newgarden, that lap that he put in qualifying, Paul, was superior. I mean, he's such a tough as nails guy, was so bold with his move in the last corner to secure pole.
He's been so dominant all weekend, right from the green flag dropping in the first practice. But man, you got to be impressed with Scott Dixon. He has put in a drive today that is what you would call a championship drive, where you don't have the best car, you had a bit of a bad run in qualifying, and to bring your way through to the podium, as we look at him here going into turn 5 for the last time. This is what it takes. He knows exactly what it takes to win championships. He did this at the Indy Grand Prix all the way from the back, but this is an important day, I think, for Dixon for points.
Well, Joseph Newgarden gets to join Penske, proud Penske drivers, Will Power, Paul Tracy, Emerson Fittipaldi, Danny Sullivan, to have won at Road America for the captain. And that, even though drivers say, yeah, I don't look at records, etc., they do. And it means a lot, because when they do get a time to reflect, they're the kind of things that resonate the most. He won in Phoenix, and he won in Alabama at Barber Motorsports Park. And speaking of Barber Motorsports Park, that was the site of Joseph Newgarden's first IndyCar career win. This is going to be number 10. How about that? He's racked them up in very quick succession, but this track is a special place, and this drive was extra special. Joseph Newgarden wins the Cola Grand Prix to get back in this championship chase.
Will Power goes by Sato, 2 to go.
At the moment, Dixon's championship lead would be 26 on Alexander Rossi, so this is a big position right here.
When do you turn him loose, Jan? When do you turn him loose?
I'm standing here trying to overhear the radio. There's a lot of conversation here on Alexander Rossi's stands. Of course, I don't want to interrupt that conversation, but they know that they may have to turn him loose to some degree, but run the risk of not making the line.
Huge move for Rossi to get by Sato. Rossi now should have clean air.
He's going to catch him at the last corner. If he can get by Sato, he might have a run to the line, but I don't think he's going to get it.
1 lap to go as Dixon tries to track down Rossi to pick up championship points and finish second. Will Power trying to keep his championship hopes alive. A splash of fuel is plenty for him. Will Power wins for the 3rd time in 2018 and keeps his championship hopes alive.